Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy, and I am going to do some coasters with the really cool color palette I did a few weeks ago using that yellow boomgel. I think it was, I already forgot what color yellow. I'll remember in a second. But while I had the paints out, I went ahead and I just did a set of coasters with them. So it's taken me that long just to take time to voice over this video for you. So, but I do think they turned out really cool. I don't think I recorded all of them, but I did record some of them, and I wanted to share that with you. It was golden wattle yellow boom gel. Yay. Okay, so I'm using the 4-inch tiles from Lowe's. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. I still have a bunch of them. So I really thought that the yellow was so fun because it didn't get muddy. And that's kind of the fun thing about boom gels is they don't seem to get as muddy as, say, a paint might. So this color here is Sour Lemon from Colourarte. I was using that up. That is Cherry Sorbet from Colourarte. That is Quinacridone Magenta from Atelier. This is Frozen with Vibrant Aqua from Colourarte. That is Viola Blue, Golden Wattle Yellow, and White Boom Gel with a black cell activator. And I know that was way sped up because I sped this video up a lot. So I was trying to use up the rest of this Cherry Sorbet and I was so close. So I was like, you know what, before I put all this stuff away, I'm going to make a set of coasters. And I really think they're beautiful. So we used up our Sour Lemon. This is the Quinacridone Magenta, Frozen with the Vibrant Aqua, which was Casey's suggestion on a live, and it turned out really pretty. Viola Blue. Now we're going to put our 2 boom gels on and some cell activator. And the first one turns out kind of funky. I was using my world's smallest blower, which is the way I've always done my coasters. And I've just gotten to where I kind of prefer to blow them myself. I guess maybe just because I grew a little bit more experienced with blowing things out. So now I kind of feel like it's maybe a little easier to control it. So yeah, this one I think I did, oh no, I did this one myself. So I don't know what happened to the one where I blew it out with the world's, oh no, this, I did use the world's smallest blower. I just enlarged the circle myself. So this one, there's one part that doesn't blow out the greatest, that right there in the corner. It still turns out okay, but it definitely was not as controlled as I would have liked it to be. But look at those cute little cells. So fun. Don't forget about the description box. There's discount codes in there for you. Colourarte is Mandy1120 and it's 10% off, I believe. And the boom gels Aussie Floetrol I get from Pixel Paint Designs. That's 10% off using Mandy10. But there's all kinds of discounts in the description box. I also have a code for the sheleeart class, which I think is well worth the money if you're wanting to do blooms, because you can learn from artists who are doing blooms, but the ongoing support you get and just sort of the innovation that you see coming out of the group is definitely worth paying for. So don't forget to check that out. And I also have some like helpful tutorial links in the description box. So you can see this one's kind of funky, a little funky, but I think it still works. But hang with me for the next one. It turns out a lot better. I'm still trying to fix that funky corner. I almost poured over this one, but I tend to be a little bit too much of a perfectionist when I'm doing this stuff, and sometimes the coasters are very beautiful on their own, with their imperfections and all. So sometimes I have to dial it back a little bit. Still really pretty. Let's do the next one. And the reason why I do this with the paint is I think when you kind of guide the paint toward the corners, you don't have as much trouble getting your corners covered without really having to stretch things where you don't want them. I'm obviously using way too much paint anyway, so that's not usually a problem, but I've just found that it helps me. I just love how bright and cheery these colors are. They're just really beautiful. And I really love the way that Viola blue looks with the yellow dancing around it. And what I love that's kind of proof of how boom gels work like that is there's no green. And if you would put yellow paint next to anything blue, you would get green. So I just think it's neat that when you want to incorporate a color that normally makes mud against a color that would normally cause it to make mud, I think it's neat that you can take those risks a little bit easier with the boom gels. So you can see here, I'm trying to do this with my breath. I'm quite rusty because I have been doing most of my blooms lately with my hair dryer, but I'm getting it done, you know, slowly but surely. I'm certainly not winning any races, but I'm definitely getting better control on my blow. That world's smallest blower, mine is so old that it sticks, and you know, at this point, now that I can blow them myself, sometimes I would just rather have the control. Plus it's good practice for me when I get a little rusty, because no matter how long you've done blooms, when you don't do them for a minute, you get a little rusty. The only thing I have trouble with sometimes for coasters, blowing them yourself, is you don't sometimes blow as hard as you would using like the blower, and so you may not get through all of your colors quite the same. Sometimes it takes a minute for you to kind of get that momentum to get through all your colors. Like this one's a lot more colorful, you've got a lot more cell coverage, but you're not seeing as much color toward the bottom. You're mostly seeing the colors that are toward the top, but you know, it's a balance. Still, I love the little bubbly cells, super cute. So here's the next one. All right, so we've got our cherry sorbet, sour lemon. I love the way that magenta looks over a yellow. It's so lovely. Sorry if you can hear my dog. She's making some strange noises. And now the other one is snoring. All right, we'll put on our boom gels and we will blow it out and hope it goes well. All right, here we go. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with blowing your blooms out, it's not as easy as it looks. Shelly makes it look so easy, and she's so good at it. But when you blow out the center, you ideally want to pull your head back as you blow, because then you're enlarging your breath kind of while you've got the cell activator caught with your breath. Now that's easy to say, it's not that easy to do. And ideally, you would want to kind of tilt a little to the side to blow your petals, which I'm really not very good at. So if it helps you to know that, to have an easier time, that's what ideally you should do. It's challenging to do in the moment. So this looks a little crazy, like it looks like there's a lot of yellow in one place, but recognizing that some of those deeper colors are going to show through as that dries, I'm still pretty comfortable with this one. Plus the pop of yellow is kind of a refreshing pop of contrast. One of the things my husband always reminds me is, you know, most people don't know what you were trying to do, so don't be so quick to like scrap something because of one particular place. And he's absolutely right. And a lot of the things that I'm like, oh, I messed up there, not everybody sees that the way the artist who makes it sees it. And so sometimes it's refreshing to have somebody tell you to chill, you know. So here's our last one. I haven't resined this one yet, this set yet. I haven't resined a lot of things yet, but I will. And when I do, they'll be up for sale in our Etsy store. But I thought this was a great color combo, especially considering I just kind of picked it on the fly, you know? And sometimes that's what happens. Some of the best color combos happen because I'm like, what paint do I need to use up and what can go with it? And I'm like, this might be cool, and no plan, you know? So sometimes it works out great. Sometimes it's like, but it kind of makes me wonder what people do when they actually have a plan, because a lot of mine are like, hey, I have 30 minutes to paint and what do I need to use up? So, but now that I feel like I can blow these without that little blower, it makes me want to do them a little bit more. Especially since I have boxes of tiles still after all these years. So you can see I'm still pretty rusty. It's hard for me to, I think, blow out smaller ones than like 8-inch ones. But this one turns out pretty nice. And again, like I need to be kind of sparing with the yellow because you can see that it quickly can take over. I've heard that about the white too. But I still think it looks so pretty against that color in the background. Sorry if you can hear my dog. She's making some weird noises. She's always making weird noises in videos, right? Both of them. One or both of them. So I think these will look really pretty under resin because you'll be able to see a lot more of the sparkly colors that are in there. But yeah, you have to let me know what you think. I really like the way they turned out, and it was, you know, kind of a no-brainer while I already had the paint out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.